Hello, everyone. So it only took me 10 minutes to get this computer system going for you guys. Mercury is going into retrograde right now. And so we are having some technical difficulties, of course. Mercury rules technology, as does Uranus energy. And there is a lot of energy with Mercury and Uranus right now. So I'm sure you've been feeling the sensitivity of the electromagnetic field, and just waves in general are really getting to people right now. Hello. Hi there. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Ida. Hey, Mandy. Good to see y'all. So I opened up the chart, and I was thinking about maybe sharing the chart with you guys. I got to see if I can share on here. I should probably look into how to do this, right? Before I actually attempt it. I don't know if I can show you guys the chart or not. I don't really know how to use that this system that well. Hey. Yeah, so, all right, well, I'll just tell you about these energies. No need for the chart, right? It's not like most of you would know what you were looking at anyways. It's very complex. Okay, so I wanted to start off with just saying Mercury is going retrograde this weekend as we are getting the full moon in Gemini. So this is a supermoon, which means that the energies are very intense. This means the moon is closest to the earth, which means the tides are more affected, the psyche is more affected, everybody's more emotional. So this weekend, December 3rd, we will really be hitting that full moon directly in Gemini, and that will kind of create a new energy for everybody in a big way. Because this week we're in a lot of fire energy, and coming into this weekend, we're going to be moving a little bit out of so much of the fire, and a little bit more water has been overtaking. Another big thing that's going on besides this upcoming full moon and Mercury retrograde, which affects technology and communication and things like that, we actually had Jupiter. This is really important. We had Jupiter go into Scorpio October 24th, I think it was, something like that. But Jupiter went into Scorpio, and that goes on for about 13 months. So it will be done like next November of 2018. This is huge because Scorpio is sex and death. So it has to do with like sex, of course, and sex secrets big time. It's ruled by Pluto. It's all about like unconscious forces. It has to do with like investments, especially secret investments, things that are kept from the public, taxes, things we don't want to deal with, other people's money. So when Scorpio and Jupiter get together, Jupiter is all about the hidden truth, right? It wants to open up and expand everything. And it's the sign of truth, the sign of inner real truth. So when you take that energy and you mix that with Scorpio, it's like, oh, hello, everybody's secrets just come out. So all these sex secrets are now coming out. They're being revealed. They can't stay hidden within this Jupiter energy. And that's what's going on. It started in October and going all through this next year. Started out with, there was quite a few things. I remember Corey Feldman came out about stuff that was going on, and then we had, it was just like one thing after another, and it's still going on, and it will continue to go on for this next year in a very big way. And Death, Devil, Moon, for sure, yes. So that's going on, and then we have this supermoon in Gemini, and that's actually conjunct the galactic center. And the galactic center is like a vortex of energy, and it's very powerful. So people are going to be hyper emotional. They already are. And let's see, with this Mercury retrograde, you can actually use this Mercury retrograde. A lot of people don't realize that Mercury retrograde can be very helpful. It's not that it's just a bad thing where technology goes crazy or you mess up in communication. It's also about reflecting and using that energy to reflect. So, over this past year, this has been a year of purging, right? And so as we get into this Mercury retrograde for December, it goes on for 3 weeks, and it gets kicked off by the sign of communication, Gemini. So this is a great time for you to actually reflect on and reframe your life, you know, especially the past year, and maybe take the challenges and the bad things that have happened and reframe it and try to use your mind to say, okay, you know what? Instead of really focusing on it being such a negative experience, say, well, I learned from that, and how can I grow from that? So it's all about reflecting, meditating, standing still. So if you try to move too fast during Mercury retrograde, it does slow you down. And that's the whole point of it, is it makes you reflect on things. So this is a perfect time, starting, you know, this weekend and going for the next 3 weeks into the winter solstice, the time of death and rebirth, in the way of winter, right? This is a great time to reflect, a great time to meditate, a great time to reframe all of those challenges that we've been through, and to say, you know what, maybe I can make this in more of a positive light. What did I get out of this? What did I learn from this? How did I grow from this? So try to use that energy in a more positive way this month. Now with this full moon will be at 11 degrees Gemini. I've been seeing 11 everywhere. 11 degrees Gemini. So if you want to open up your chart, you can actually see which house Gemini rules right now, where it's sitting in your natal chart, where Gemini is. So for instance, if you have Gemini rising, Gemini will be in your first house. So you can actually think about, okay, if Gemini is in my first house and the full moon, which reveals things and provides closure on things, if that's in my first house, then how will that affect me, right? So each house has its own tone, its own reason for existing. It's a placement in your life. So that will have a strong effect on you in that area. It will reveal things to you. So for instance, let's say you have it in the first house. We'll go through the 12 houses really quick to talk about how this full moon might play out for you. Now, again, you need to know which house Gemini is in your chart, in your birth chart. So for instance, I have it in my 5th house. Some people will have it in, their 4th or their 7th or their 2nd, right? So we'll talk about what that means real quick. So then you can actually open up your chart and see how it's going to affect you. Now, if you go to astro.com, you can put in your birth information as a guest and you can open up your own chart. So if you've never done that before, just go to astro.com and go to, create a chart and just create your own natal chart. Okay. So if you have the full moon hitting your first house, that would be all about you and your instincts and yourself, right? And your self-awareness and everything. So if it's hitting your first house, it's going to be all about who you are in the world, like how you see yourself. And it will be all about like how you instinctively react to things. So be careful if it's in your first house. Try not to be too overly reactive, because it's a big transformation for you being in your first house, because that's your ego, right? So this would be all about your instincts and going with your instincts and really just who you are and how you feel about yourself. So first house, Gemini is in your first house. Again, you'll have that full moon sitting in your first house. And that will be just about you and your ego. And so you'll be revealed maybe something about you very personal, or how you present yourself to other people. Could be something about your instincts that maybe you need to change. Now, again, if you're good in that house, if you're very developed in that house, you might not have anything happen, but it could be second house, right? So second house is about finances. So if the full moon hits your house of finances, something might be revealed to you about your finances. It could also be about your personal values in that second house. It could also be that something is culminating or ending in terms of finances. Third house, this is friends and siblings. So this could be something revealed to you about the way you communicate with your friends. It could be something in terms of neighbors and your siblings as well. You could hear from a sibling or a friend or something that is very important for you to be very connected to in some way. So that's third house. Fourth house is your home life. So it could even be something about your house. Could be something about your home. It could be something about your family at home. So this would be 4th house, right? If it sits in your 5th house, it could be something about your children or something you create, or it could be something about your love life. That's a very big one for 5th house. 6th house could be something about your health. Could also be something about yourself in terms of teaching and learning. That's a big one, mentorship in the 6th house. If it's in your 7th house, Gemini, that would be about your relationships and close partnerships, as in a business partner or a marriage partner. 8th house would be intimacy, and it could be sex secrets. It could be something in terms of somebody else's resources, maybe an inheritance or something, anything to do with other people's resources or merging with other people and using other people to empower yourself, right? So that could be intimacy, sex, anybody else's money, things like that. 9th house would be something in terms of your life philosophy. So it could be anything in terms of higher education, life philosophy. This is the guru, the truth of life. So you could be even learning about intuition, you know, and developing your own inner truth and what that means to you exactly. 10th house is all about your career, right? And how you are in the public in terms of career and helping others and being the authority and things like that. Yeah. 11th house is about your tribes. So if you are, for instance, in a group, maybe a spiritual group or a healing group or just any type of group, really. I know I talk to a lot of spiritual people, so that's why I say that. But it would be like your soulmate tribe. It'd be one of your tribes that your vibration is very close to. So 11th house could be revealed or coming to a culmination. So a lot of people are like leaving groups and stuff right now. Or, you know, if you have 11th house issues there and the full moon hits it, it's going to be like, you know, hey, you didn't know this, but you need to know this about your tribe or about some of the people in your tribe. You know, it's like it just kind of everything's just kind of coming to reveal right now, especially it's coming weekend and next week. 12th house is spirituality and divine connection. So if you are, you know, if you have the full moon hitting your 12th house, Gemini, and the 11th and the 12th, then that would be like being revealed about your spiritual gifts. It could be about being revealed of what exactly you're good at in terms of psychic work, because that's the house of psychicism. This could be, oh, I'm clairaudient. I didn't realize that. Or all of a sudden, like you're hearing spirits or something, right? Or you're seeing spirits. So this would be like full moon intensifies everything and like reveals to you. So this weekend, if you have Gemini in the 12th, then that might be something where you're very revealed. You can see things very clearly with that full moon hitting that 12th house. So whatever house that's why it's good to like at least have a copy of your astrological chart so that you can kind of see what's coming and see what's going on in your life and why it's going on in your life. So that's a little bit about how the full moon might affect you. So you see how I don't talk about like, oh, your sun sign, because really your sun sign is just one little part of your chart, right? You have to know like what's ruling each of your houses. That's very important to know and to be able to really interpret what's going on right now with the energies in terms of your own chart, your own blueprint, your soul blueprint, right? So yeah, I wrote down some of the aspects and just to kind of, oh, your 12th house, Mandy. Very cool. You're going to be super sensitive this weekend. Wow. Nice. So let's see. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on with, like, for instance, we have Mars, Pluto, and Uranus in a T-square. It's kind of a loose T-square, but Mars is like assertion and aggression and power, right? And then Pluto is like the unconscious and the soul, and it's, you know, really something that, you know, causes a lot of transformation. It's very Scorpio energy. And then we have Uranus, which kind of just erupts and blows things up and causes explosions. So there's a lot of sudden eruptive energy happening right now with this T-square. This T-square is just very powerful. Let me see if I even can see the chart over here. Why is it not working? What's it doing? Let me see if I can pull it back up. All right, there it is. So yeah, it's Mars is in Libra and Uranus is in Aries, right? And then Pluto is in Capricorn. So this is a T-square going on. And so this is very strong. And this is what a lot of people are feeling right now. And it's pretty heavy. It's pretty intense and it's very eruptive, right? So Mars is like war. It's the god of war, the planet of war. And so if you're in an intense situation right now, or if you're about to step into one, try to step back from that, because with this type of energy, it's warrior energy and it's major transformation and explosions. So this is like a tough time concerning like wars and stuff like that. Things can really break out. And remember that we all contribute to this. So however you're acting and however you're reacting is really important, because together it's like our collective consciousness is so important in manifesting this world and creating our reality. But here's some good news. Neptune is trine Jupiter. So Neptune is in Pisces next to the wounded healer in the 8th house. And we have Jupiter down here in Scorpio. It's pretty much on the IC, which it's kind of the cusp of the 3rd and the 4th house. So Neptune and Jupiter are in a very good aspect right now, which Jupiter, remember, expands and blows things up in a good way, like reveals. And Neptune is spirituality and the connection to God and connection to source, right? All of that. So when you blend those two, talk about expanding, healing energy, expanding energy in a way that like the connection to divine, it's like an awakening type of thing going on. So this energy is very useful. So if you're into like channeling or energy work or healing work, this is a really great time for you to use and blend those energies that are there for everyone to use and really just focus in on your spiritual connection to divine, right? And to really get into some good healing work. And a lot of people are doing cord cutting and stuff, and that's just so wonderful right now. It's a perfect time to do that. So let's see. Oh, yeah. That Neptune-Jupiter expansion will be going on until August of 2018, by the way. So that's going to be going on for the next, 8 months, 9 months, something like that. So tap into that good energy, that trine energy, because those planets move really slow. So they give us a lot of time to work with them. Yeah. So if you're trying to learn a good healing modality, I'm sure you're going to feel very inspired right now to learn more healing modalities. And we also have Uranus, semi-square Neptune. And Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So Uranus like explodes things and it's very, very energetic, right? And then, so it has to do with like energy and technology and frequencies and stuff like that. And then you have Neptune, which is that healing energy, that spiritual connection and everything. And so they're in a semi-square, which is a little bit harsh. So this is shifting our energies. It's shifting our frequencies. So you have the Neptune spiritual thing, and then you have the Uranus energy, and they're kind of shifting each other. And also new technologies can develop in this type of energy, right? And because people are so sensitive to the electromagnetic frequencies because of what's going on with Uranus and stuff, it's just getting more and more. So you're going to notice that you're becoming more sensitive to like the phone, right? The energies of the electromagnetics and everything is going to be much more strong feeling, and you're going to be able to tap into energies much easier. Let's see. I don't think I have any other aspects written down. I think that was about it. Yeah, those are the biggies. And, you know, with, you know, war energies going on, we have Gemini Supermoon this weekend. It's going to be really intense. And I suggest you look and see where it's hitting your chart so you know what theme might play out in your life. Yeah. Does this mean anything for me because I'm a Scorpio? No, this isn't like for sun signs or anything. I'm not doing sun signs, you guys. I'm just talking about the astrology right now. And I did talk about, you know, Gemini, supermoon, 11 degrees. So if you look at your chart and you see which house Gemini's on, then you can see a little bit more about how the supermoon will affect you this weekend. So, yeah. Anyways, any other questions about the energies or the astrology right now? I know a lot of people have been kind of wondering what's going on, so I just wanted to kind of go over it a little bit. How do you look at your chart? You go to astro.com and you put in your birth information. Yeah, you're feeling the pressure. Yes. Yep. Gemini supermoon this weekend, December 3rd. So it will be very intense. And everybody's already feeling the fire, but we're going to be moving out of that. This is a great time to start moving forward. And it's so funny because, you know, Monday night I did that channeling for you guys with the cards, and it was saying exactly what is going on astrologically, which is cool because I hadn't even looked at the chart in a few days at that point, and I didn't really think about it. But now when I was looking at the chart today, I was like, oh, look at that. And it flows really well with the cards that we pulled on Monday. Wow. Yeah. It'll be Monday morning, December 3rd. Yep. Look at where Gemini falls in your chart. It will be the supermoon at 11 degrees Gemini. So if you just find 11 degrees Gemini in your chart, you can see how it will affect you, especially if you took some notes on what I said, or go back and replay it or something. That's your birthday. Happy birthday. Wow. Very cool. I hope you have a great birthday this weekend. Big explosive changes for you. I think that's a good thing. I hope, right? We just got to reframe it if not. Oh yeah, fire energies and Mars and Uranus. So many things going on this week. That's kind of what I've been going over is all of those tensions. Yeah. Oh, good, Mandy. That's great that you're feeling better. Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome, Carolyn. And yeah, I don't see any other questions. Okay, cool. Yeah, we could I'll have to do an astrology class with you guys again this year. I did one last year. I'll have to do another one this year, and we'll go over the houses and the signs and stuff so you have like a better understanding and how to. And I have a video on how to pull up your chart. If you go to my YouTube or my Facebook, you can find it. YouTube is easier to find my stuff than Facebook. Facebook's very disorganized. So my YouTube is way easier to find like a video on. But just go to my YouTube channel and just go to astrology, my playlist, and I have the video in there on how to pull your chart. So you might want to watch that. How's the moon going to affect you? Depends on which house it's in for you, hun. You gotta check that out. Thank you. Oh, cool, Sally. That's great. Big changes are in the air, you know. Yeah, Destiny. Just look at where Gemini is. Do you know Gemini looks like Roman numeral? It's like 2. Yeah, it's like 2. Looks like here, I could write it down for you. Gemini, where's the pen at? There it is. Gemini. You just look on the round part of the chart and you'll see like the Gemini symbol. Yeah, just watch my video on how to pull your chart, and I give you some tips on there. So let's see if I can write this on something for you guys. Where? that go? I had a piece of paper right here. Here it is. I was like, where's my paper? So, can you see that? That's the symbol for Gemini. So you just find that, and each house, each sign will have 30 degrees, and you'll see like little marks like that. And so you just count the marks, and every 10 will stand out and have like a longer mark. So yeah, I wish I could turn the screen around, but I don't know how. I'm going to have to learn how to do that. Let me see. Probably accidentally turn it off by doing that. Show. I don't know what that means. Okay. Anyways. Do you know what time the supermoon hits? Oh, I don't remember exactly what time. All right, cool. Okay, you guys. So if you would like a reading or anything, if you want an astrology reading for the year, just let me know. I do readings for a full astrology reading for $79, and I do 30-minute readings, which combine astrology and tarot for $47. So if you would like a reading, let me know. And I hope you all have a wonderful supermoon this weekend. It should be interesting. And I will see you guys on Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern to pull some more cards. Yeah, Mercury's going retrograde. Yep, but it's not a bad thing. I was talking about that earlier. Try to use those energies as best you can over the next 3 weeks. It starts during the supermoon. Perfect timing, right? We already start feeling the effects, though, beforehand. So I'm already feeling it for sure. I couldn't even get this thing started for like 10 minutes. It was giving me so many problems. So, thank you. Thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good night. And I will see you on Monday. Bye for now.